Hey everybody, welcome to the THW NHL News and Rumors Rundown. It is Saturday. My name is Jim Parsons. I'm here with hockeyraiders.com. We've been doing this a few weeks now, so we're now 1 week into the NHL season, and there is a lot to cover already. This stuff is going to move fast. It's going to be furious. It's going to come quickly because this NHL season is so short, so condensed, and there's so much action in so little time. We already have a bunch of storylines to talk about that we're going to cover. Don't forget, head over to the hockeyraiders.com after this video. Check out all the news and rumors articles that I've been writing and all the stories on every team so far in the NHL, win-loss records, all sorts of fun stuff. But we got a few things to cover that we're going to do right now. So let's get right into it. The biggest news, at least in terms of Chicago Blackhawks, is that both Jonathan Toews and Kirby Dach have put on the long-term injury reserve. Now, Kirby Dach is not surprising after the wrist injury he suffered with the World Junior Championships. This is not huge news, but the Jonathan Toews stuff is a little bit concerning only because most people don't seem to know what's wrong with him. He was lethargic, he was tired, and now Chicago has put him on the long-term injury reserve, meaning he could be out for a while. We're not really sure what the issue is, so our best go out to Jonathan Toews, but this is not good news for the Chicago Blackhawks, who are already struggling, who are already weaker offensively. It's going to put huge pressure on guys like Dylan Strome to really pull their weight. We'll see if they can do it, but this might not be the season for Chicago, which we kind of already knew going into the season. There's also huge news, lots of talk, so much speculation about what's going on with Pierre-Luc Dubois and the Columbus Blue Jackets. John Tortorella came out this week and said, yeah, he wants out. He just didn't hide it. GM Jarmo Kekalainen and Dubois had both said, or not said much of anything about confirming his desire to be traded out of Columbus, but Tortorella didn't hide anything. So he said, yeah, for sure, this is absolutely something he wants. I don't know how this is going to work between me and him moving forward. He wants to coach the team as best he can, but he's also concerned about what it means to coach somebody who doesn't want to be there. So he basically said as long as Dubois is putting in the effort, he's trying, and he's not being a distraction, there's not going to be an issue. But Tortorella and issues, they're like things that go in the same sentence all the time. Speaking of which, there's already talk that Max Domi might be in the doghouse of John Tortorella. So there's tons going on in Columbus. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Max Domi just scraped the surface of what's happening there. As far as teams go, Montreal is apparently considered to be the favorite for Dubois, at least in terms of where Dubois would like to go. There's tons of teams in on this, as many as 20 maybe. Boston could be in there. Florida could be in there. Lots of talk about Line A and Winnipeg. Who knows, right? So there's lots going on here with Dubois, but we're going to keep our eyes on that one. Tons of goaltending news as well. The Edmonton Oilers at the front and center of it all. Basically what happened was they waived Anton Forsberg, thinking that their third-string goalie would clear the waivers, they could put him on the taxi squad, and everything would be fine. What they didn't expect was that Carolina would claim him off of waivers with the purpose of trying to trade him back to either the Oilers or another team. That didn't happen, so they put him on waivers again. Unfortunately, Edmonton didn't get the chance to claim Forsberg because he went to Winnipeg after Winnipeg lost Eric Comrie to the New Jersey Devils. So basically what's happened here now is the Oilers have lost their third-string goaltender. Not a huge issue, not great, but not a huge issue, except for the fact that now Mike Smith, who is their designated backup, is out potentially long-term. Don't really know what's wrong with him. He's on the long-term injury reserve. So now basically the Oilers are running with Mikko Koskinen, which is not a great sign. So today, Saturday, they claimed Troy Grosnick off the waiver claim from Los Angeles, hoping to solve some of their problems. Stuart Skinner's been in there for Edmonton, but basically the Oilers are going to need to figure out something for their goaltending because it's a mess right now. Forsberg has gone to Winnipeg. Mike Smith is on the injury reserve. We don't know how long he's going to be there, but we'll see. If Mike Smith is going to be out a long time, the Oilers are really going to need to figure out what to do for goaltending. They might have to look at a trade, maybe somebody like Arizona with Antti Ranta, or who knows. They're going to have to do something because the Oilers situation with just Mikko Koskinen is probably not a good one. All right, here's a couple storylines that we're keeping our eyes on. Alexander Romanov for the Montreal Canadiens is already in the top four on their blue line. We're going to see how much he continues to play. It looks like Montreal's going to rely on this kid. He's a rookie, but he's playing fantastic. So we'll see where that one goes. In Toronto, there's not great news out of Frederik Anderson's camp. He's started 2 games, 9 goals allowed for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've won one, they've lost one, but it's not been pretty. Now, Anderson is typically a guy who gets off to slow starts, so we'll see if this is time for panic, but alarm bells are already sounding in Toronto when it comes to Anderson. Maybe we won't panic yet, but we'll see if this is something that we should be keeping our eyes on. And, of course, every game that Anderson doesn't play well could affect his ability to sign a contract in the offseason as an unrestricted free agent. He has a great year, he's going to be highly paid. If he has a bad year, he's not. And what will Toronto do? Well, they're already going to run with Jack Campbell tonight, so we'll see what happens there. And in Florida, man, things are a mess. So we've got Keith Yandle, 866-game Ironman streak on the line. He's fallen out of favor with the Florida Panthers. Joel Quenneville has said that he might not play him. Bill Zito has put a lot of responsibility on everybody in Florida to do their part, and Yandle is a guy who isn't always known as being a highly skilled defensive player, but he's really good on offense from the blue line. So he skated today with the group that will play. We'll see if he plays tomorrow in the Florida Panthers debut. If he doesn't, that's going to snap the Iron game streak. Maybe Florida's feeling the pressure a little bit in terms of betting him on, because the backlash on not playing him and basically just healthy scratching him to lose his Ironman streak is not going over well in Florida and around the NHL. And Alexander Barkov, there's some strange rumors coming around this guy that Florida is taking phone calls, not necessarily taking, but getting phone calls from other teams interested in trading for Alexander Barkov, and Florida has no desire to trade him. Basically, the deal is that a lot of teams think that he won't re-sign there when his contract comes due in about 18 months. Barkov says he wants to win in Florida. He says he's willing to give the GM, Bill Zito, a chance to prove that Florida can put together a winner, but it isn't quieting anything. Zito went to Alexander Barkov and said, hey, the rumors aren't true. I'm not trying to trade you. So Barkov said, okay, good. That's fine. No big deal. Joked about it, but it's something to keep our eyes on, so we'll do that too. All right, guys. We're 1 week into the NHL season. That's going to cover it for the news and rumors today. Don't forget, go to thehockeyraiders.com for the news and rumors articles. Check out The Hockey Raider on Twitter, and then Facebook, The Hockey Raiders. You can check it all out there. Thanks a lot, guys, and we will talk to you next week.